the far end of this long 1 mile length course. Look at the tyre smoke as the bodywork rubs on Austin Dine's rear right tyre. Surely will it be able to last for the remaining 7 laps? Millen still leads.
Johnny Weeman takes the Joker and he's going to slide through. Looks like he's going to slot in at about 4th place. Block making a bit down the inside of the street car, overshoots it. Dine crosses back underneath. Weeman gets held up and loses a spot.
Millen goes through. Dine second, Block third, Weeman, as you say, Tommy, getting up there. Bucky Lassick gets bumped with his orange Subaru for 5th position, as now Ken Block has a manoeuvre, but he locks the rear wheels as he pulls the handbrake to try and get the car turned, and it works. Block up to 2nd. Can he replicate what he did at Charlotte last time out and get the victory? Big hill to climb with Millen leading.
And here's Dine wearing out the back of Block, and look.
Oh, close.
He's a hard racer. He wasn't going to let that go easily. And in the back, I mean, this is music to Reese Millen's ears, because he's able to just put his head down and run some fast laps. And this logjam behind him keeps anyone from being able to be close enough to leapfrog with. And Bucky Lassick, who started up front, saved his Joker.
And he goes up into 3rd position. So Lassick's Joker worked perfectly. He had a clear run through the shortcut, the Joker lap. They can only take it once in a race, and when they've taken the Joker, then it goes coloured, as you can see at the top of your screen. So Millen's taken it, Block's taken it, Lassick et al. As we look back through the murk, through the dust, in the middle of this heat wave here in Florida at Daytona, Lassick, what a brilliant run he's done to take that shortcut at the right time.
I talked with the Subaru team manager, Ken Reese, and he said that Bucky shows up early. He's not just doing this for publicity or something to do to earn a few bucks. He really wants to become a racer, and he wants to be involved in every conference call, every meeting. And look at this, he's running in a podium spot with a talent-stacked experience field.
Bucky Lassick, he won X Games gold at every single X Games last year in 2013 with Skateboard Bert, X Games hero, but even yesterday he said, I've never worked so hard in my life as at Global Rallycross. Backing up what you're saying, Tommy, about his commitment. Now we're on board with Scott Speed, and he has got some tyres rubbing on the bodywork to his rear right. This is the battle for 5th and 6th position. How can they see where they're going?
Well, they can't. And look at that, a big body slam on his teammate.
Faust on the outside of that one, but Tanner Faust, 2-time Global Rallycross champion, fights back as he leaps over the jump, and Tanner Faust, I reckon, is in 5th position now.
We talked about that battle in New York, about it heating up between the 2 teammates, and that even though you need to play nice, that's the most direct comparison for a race car driver. You got to run quicker than your teammate, and now the reason Speed's so desperate is the points leader is behind him. PK running in 7th, so he's trying to make up some ground.
Nelson Piquet Jr. leading the championship at the moment by 45 points. There's 50 points available for the victory, so he's pretty well assured of leading when we leave Daytona before we go to Los Angeles. There is your leader with the Hyundai Veloster. That is Reese Millen. Second is then Ken Block, who turns the car on the asphalt before it gets on to the dirt. And is Ken Block reeling in from Reese Millen? That's the next question.
It looks to be about constant to me, and it's like a new Reese Millen. They've made some big development. They had a problem with their shock. Weeman with a flat left rear. Weekend started out so great, sweeping the first 2 heats, and was leading the semi when his car stopped on him in the middle of the hairpin, caused that jam, and so he's going to try to soldier on with the flat tire.
This is Piquet Jr. at the rear of the field, battling with Weeman, and Weeman tries to make that Ford Fiesta as wide as possible. Bits of rubber and flapping away and destroying the bodywork. That's going to be a very slow end to his race.
If you've been watching all of our races this year, you can see guys actually can make decent time on the dirt with a flat tire, but that all ends when you get to the pavement. Really, really costly time-wise.
Yeah, I remember Doran winning in Munich last year with a flat on his Mini and winning in the wet there. A brilliantly controlled drive, but that was a predominantly dirt track rather than the 70% asphalt that we've got here. I reckon Block is going to really push Reese Millen. towards the end of the last and 8th lap here at Daytona, but Rhys Millen hasn't he done a superb job with that car, setting it up so that he's got the, well, really into the ascendancy at the moment in GRC, leading this race from the word go.
Well, and yesterday he had gotten around Scott Speed heads up past what most people think is the quickest guy in the series. Car broke, so they had to stay up all night for an engine change. He won his first semi of the year right before this, and now he's leading in the final. It's a definite big momentum boost for the Rhys Millen Motorsports team.
Bucky Lasik trying to keep Tanner Faust behind him. What a drive that Lasik is doing, but Tanner Faust, he's fighting back, touching 120 miles an hour as we come through past some debris, probably from Johnny Wheeman's car. Oh, that was a little bit deep into the corner.
He defended, he broke on the inside of the fin and got in too hot, and that's all Tanner Faust needed.
So, this is the battle for third position. Oh, and Faust went too tight into the corner and goes. That's Dine who slammed into the side of the Volkswagen Polo of Tanner Faust. And that's rotten luck for Austin Dine.
Oh, and Faust's car is broken. Speed's up on the mirrors. I think the rear suspension is broken.
That was a big hit, Tommy. I don't know if it could survive.
This is just bedlam.
So then, let us not forget, as we see Speed on the tyres. So Scott Speed has gone on top of the tyres. That is Scott Speed in real trouble, and this could really change the championship as we come into the closing part of this 2014 season. But we've got one more lap to go here at Daytona, and Rhys Millen, he's been working on the differentials. He's completely rebuilt the suspension and shock absorbers. He's so strong on the brakes, and he's just got half a lap to go. And that looks like Austin Dine's car that's pulled off just before the start line. Goodness me.
It's safe to say it is not over till it's over. These heats last about 8 minutes, but it's like an hour's worth of action.
Rhys Millen chasing the victory. Meanwhile, another Red Bull car, that's the tire exploded on Johnny Wheeman's car. This is where it did explode, and the bits of the bodywork flew off. They're in the middle of the racetrack. Wheeman is at the back of the field. Meanwhile, here is the man who led from the start. He took the Joker right from the word go. It's Rhys Millen, former Pikes Peak record holder. His own business prepares these cars at Huntington Beach in California, and he's led from start to finish. They put an engine in, they took until well after midnight until they got it, but it's worked out brilliantly because Rhys Millen wins here at Daytona ahead of Ken Block. Block on the podium for the second GRC on the trot. Next up, it's going to be Bucky Lasik, making it 3 different manufacturers in the first 3 places here in the heatwave of Florida. What a win for Rhys Millen. That is a champion's drive ahead of Ken Block. What a way to celebrate the lows of yesterday for Millen. What a race we've had here at Daytona. Fantastic.
What an incredible race for you, Rhys. Your first series win. What does it mean to do it at such an iconic venue?
Yeah, just amazing with how strong the car was coming here this weekend. To have the troubles of blowing an engine yesterday with a cam belt failure, but the car was on point. We had the fastest car here this weekend. Had some respectable driving from the other competitors up front, and we did what we set out to do 3 years ago. Hyundai Red Bull #1.
Yeah!
#1 indeed. Congratulations.
Nelson Piquet Jr. continues to lead the title chase, but Ken Block has leapt from 5th to 2nd.